Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young on this warm July day. I have an awesome guest here. She's an artist, and we're going to talk to her in a minute. She's friends with some of the people I've interviewed, but of course, before we get to her, I've got to read these great underwriters, and then we will proceed per usual. So, we got Auto Country, king of the used car in Abington, number one on the dealer raters in Massachusetts out of 4,500 used car dealers. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got a new one, Carzillions Auto Spa in Whitman. We got Lynch's Towing Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton, one number for towing, one number for projects. We got Middleborough Barbering Company in Middleborough. We got Anthony Cycles in Bridgewater. We got Sweezy Fence Erectors in Whitman. We got Auto Town Auto Glass Installed Auto Body Repairs in Abington. We got Britton Tire Service in Brockton. We got Manny's Auto Repair in Taunton. We got Smoke and Ashes stores in Whitman, South Weymouth, Hanson, Pembroke, and Abington. We got the Abington Whitman new store corporate office. There's the number. We got Joe's Diner in Taunton. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We got Easton Fitness right here in the Village Shops in Northeastern. We got D&E Auto Body Collision Center in Bridgewater, and we got the Gun Runner LLC in Middleborough, dedicated to your Second Amendment rights. I want to thank you guys very much. And so on that note, I will now introduce this lovely young lady with the lovely sounding long name, Cassandra DiRico.
Hello.
Hello to you, Cassandra.
I'm doing well today. How are you?
I'm doing great. Do you go by Cassandra, Cassie, Cass?
Just go by my full long name, Cassandra.
Cassandra.
I feel like it suits me.
I agree with you. My long name suits me too.
Yeah,
that's why I always go by.
I've never been a Cassie. That's never been my name.
Yeah, you got a nice name. Your parents, your father's here. They gave you the name,
Yep.
and it's a sweet name. Why not?
Thank you.
Why shorten it?
I know, exactly. I like the long. I don't like it shortened.
Me either. I mean, I don't like my name shortened either. All right, now that we've established the name game, moving on. Tell me about, all right, what I do with all my guests is I try to find out, their history, and then we work our way forward. You got some of your work to show today. It looks really awesome on your little iPad there. So tell me about where you grew up, what it was like, what did you do as a kid? How old were you when you found out you had some art talent?
So when I was younger, my oldest brother John, he used to watch me a lot because my parents were always working, and he was always kind of like an artistic kind of guy.
Okay.
So that's how he's influenced me a lot in my life. So I think watching
How much
him,
older than you is he?
He's 11 years older than
Wow.
me. Yeah.
Cool.
But we're really close.
That's good.
And he used to draw a lot. He was always really artistic. And I think when he would watch me or we were together, we would always just draw pictures together.
Okay.
And that's just kind of how it started from there. And I was always really liked cartoons, and I always when I was little, I kind of envisioned myself to be a cartoonist, like writing stories and drawing, coming up with different ideas in my head.
Hold up a second. I'm looking at you now, and in a way, I can almost see you in an animated form.
Yeah, I've been told I look like a cartoon character.
You do kind of. It's awesome, though. You know what? It's a good thing, not a bad.
I take it as a compliment.
It is a compliment. It's cool. But you know something? I wouldn't have even thought of it until you mentioned cartoon.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So go on. So talk about, this was when you were how old when you decided to start drawing stuff like cartoons or?
Probably started when I was really little, like 3,
okay.
maybe even younger.
So you realized from a very young age that you had some talent, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Now let's work our way through like your school years. Did you ever like draw stuff at school that your teachers would say, "Wow, this is phenomenal"?
So yeah, I loved
frame this.
I loved drawing in school, but the thing is, I didn't like art class because I felt like there was too many strict guidelines on how they did things in school. Like it didn't really allow me to be creative.
You were like a Picassoette.
Yeah, so
okay.
I didn't like being told guidelines. I always wanted to do my own thing, but like I always had kids asking me to draw pictures for them and stuff like that.
You mean pictures like of them?
Like if there was an art project, they would always go to me to like do their work for them,
Good.
kind of thing.
That's quite an honor, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay. And this was, when you were in 6th grade? Around,
yeah, definitely
okay.
like middle school, because I was kind of always the weird kid, but they liked me because I had the artistic
You're eccentric,
ability.
but you're creative, just like me.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, you don't look too old now. I'm looking at you and I'm thinking it couldn't be much more than 22, if that.
26. I'm going to be 27 in 2 months.
Wow. Well, you've drunk from the fountain of youth then. Because
Yep.
you shaved at least 4 years off your life,
Yep.
it looks like. That's great. Okay, well, now, so going forward from that, eventually did you go to college or anything?
So I went to cosmetology school because I got really into makeup and hair.
Oh, okay, like you
can
did
tell.
yourself today,
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, that's an art form too in
Yeah, it was
itself.
an art form, but I didn't really like working on people's faces or cutting their hair. I realized that once I was already in school.
Okay.
Then I just kind of like took a break trying to figure out what I wanted and like doing college, but everyone, like my grandmother, my family, they always told me that I should do art, like pursue it. So like once the pandemic happened, I started drawing more like on my iPad.
Of course.
And then I started doing like personalized pictures. It's actually how
It actually helped your career, and I could say from that,
that's actually how I got Tyler's picture, who was
Okay.
on the show before, his Infinity brand and all of that.
Tyler, my great guest Tyler Zio, that we had on in Wareham a few months ago.
Yep. Should I like?
Sure. Oh yeah, show it up. But I think if we could probably email it
Yeah.
as well, and later, and she'll edit it in. But that's great. Okay, so are there any? Do you have any? Speaking of artists, great artists in the past of that you might be idolizing. Do you have any?
I definitely like Salvador Dali.
Okay,
And definitely a lot of surrealist type of artwork like that.
Yep,
I
okay.
love that. That inspires me a lot. I do some, not like surrealist, but kind of like trippy, kind of weird stuff. Like this is one that I did that was my interpretation of the year 2020. It was
Oh,
just,
yeah.
like, insane. So it's kind of an
I like
insane
I like to
picture.
get the two color comment, the
Yeah.
orange and the green.
I do
coming out of
really-
the eyes like tears.
Yeah.
Like tears of lava
And there's
and
like the
lava
coronavirus
and whatever else, whatever
there.
other bodily fluid that might be.
Yeah.
But I like it though. It's
Thank
cute.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, I get it. Your art tells a story.
Yeah.
Like, but it's open to interpretation, kind of like the Rorschach cards.
Yeah, I like that comparison.
I notice you like color too. I
Yeah.
mean, some artists like to use black and white, but you obviously go for.
I like mixing black with color, like this one
Right.
that I did. This was actually for somebody. They wanted me to like.
Yeah, turn it that way, just while you.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. All right.
They wanted me to draw them, and
It looks like now. What is that? It looks like a kid, like two people frightened at the end of the world or something.
Well, it was a picture somebody sent to me. So in the regular original
photograph?
picture, yeah. So
Okay.
in the original photograph that they wanted me to recreate, they were just kind of like watching fireworks. But then
Okay.
I kind of put my own spin on it, put them in like space because I really like space backgrounds and I like
I like
how
space, too.
looks and stuff. So I find it really interesting. I like to incorporate it a lot in a lot of my pictures.
Okay. No, okay, so so this is you did this off a photograph for somebody.
Yep.
Okay. Now, what about in terms of like doing it for a living? Do you? I mean, I mean, do you do it on the side? Do you do like caricatures? Do you do stenographic drawings?
So this past year, that's what I started doing. I actually started selling my artwork.
Great.
I was doing it on
Where?
the side. I
Online?
was online.
Yep,
I
okay.
have like an Instagram page that I'll post pictures that I do for people. I've like had quite a few. This was one that somebody did. This was another commission that I had.
Okay.
Two
Ooh, I like
people,
that. I'm
yeah.
sure they do too.
Yeah, it was. This one was a lot of fun to do.
I'm sure for them as well.
Yep. And then I have a few others. This is another one of my favorites.
Who's
I
that?
did. So it's
Vive!
Joe Pesci from Goodfellas. I did that.
Oh, Joe. I'm sorry. I thought it was Leave It to Beaver. It looks like him too.
Yeah, it does kind of look like him too.
Oh, okay, Joe Pesci. I was Facebook friends with him for a while.
Oh, really? That's
about
awesome.
10 years ago.
That's awesome.
It was, yeah, it was.
I love him. And then there's another one that I did of me and my cousin in space.
Oh, okay. That's you on the left. with
Yep,
the
that's
pink-
me on
with
the
pink
left.
purple here.
And that's my cousin. We did that for her.
Have you ever like tried designing a comic strip?
I have actually. I was writing a story for my niece and nephew. I was gonna probably finish it around Christmas time.
Okay.
'Cause it was actually a story about my cat, because she had
Oh.
an interesting story about where she came from. So I was gonna make like a
Well,
Christmas.
tell me the story. I love
So,
cats, and I love to hear that stuff.
My cat, so my cat Marla, I got her about almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years next month, and it's kind of an interesting story. So my cat Muffin, who I actually have tattooed on my arm,
Ooh.
she was like my best friend, the best cat in the world. She
Yep.
used to follow me around, meow for me. She hated anyone who like came near me. She was really jealous of
Yep.
everyone. And sadly, 2 years ago, she stopped eating and then found out she had stomach cancer and she passed away.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And what happened was we were looking for another cat because it was just so awful and
Yeah,
sudden.
yeah.
And we have another cat, and we didn't want her to be left alone. So we were looking for this cat, and we came across my cat Marla, and she came from a hoarding situation, and she was actually returned.
By hoarding, you mean like living in a crowded house with a
Yeah,
lot of,
it's like there was a lot of garbage and
Yes,
stuff, a lot
yes.
of pets. She got like a nasty eye infection.
Yeah, yeah.
So originally she was, we found out when we went to the shelter that she was adopted, but
Yeah.
then given back.
That's awful.
And then,
But at least you took care of it.
yeah, and then she actually ended up having the same birthday as my cat who passed away,
Oh, wow.
weirdly enough. So it was just like,
Yeah, that's like astonishing, and in a way, it's very uplifting
Yep.
under the circumstances
so
too.
I was writing a Christmas story. I finished like the actual story. I just have to finish the illustrations. This was like one of the illustrations I did.
Okay.
Where the story was like about a cat who wanted a family, and then like a little girl, her cat died, and she wanted a cat for Christmas, and she found this cat was like the one who passed away, like gave her this one in a sense. So
Right.
that was going to be the story that I hope to finish by like Christmas time and give it to my niece and nephew.
How old are your niece and nephews?
My
Niece and nephew.
My niece just turned 7 and my nephew's 5. And
So they're small children.
yeah, they're little kids.
Okay.
And they love their pets and cats.
That's great. I had 2 cats, and they're gone now, and I miss them terribly.
I know, I love cats.
Yeah.
They're the best pets ever.
Of course they are.
And then, what else do I have? There's this picture I did too.
That looks like, let me see if I can interpret stuff. Like, all right, let's say you're a therapist, and I'm trying to figure out
Sure.
'cause your pictures are like that. They
Yeah.
definitely have that Rorschach quality.
I like that. Thank
Okay,
you.
well, this one I would say this is a woman who is totally in disarray about what her life should look like, and she doesn't know how to handle it, and she's flipping out.
Yeah.
And her thoughts are doing that. They're pushing it to her, like up to her head, even though she's not for real. But it's almost like she's internalizing this event happening to her.
Yep, yeah, it's definitely part of that too. She's like realizing a whole bunch of different things. The
Yeah.
world is changing.
Not bad, not good ones either.
Yeah,
I mean,
the world is changing before her eyes,
Right.
and it's kind of having a huge impact on her. She's thinking about different things, and different thoughts are going through her head about what's going to happen next, what's going to be the state of the world and the universe and her family and all that kind of thing.
Exactly. No, I know. Wow, that's very good. All right, what else you got there?
Let's see.
You can hold that. Turn that
Yeah.
around too. Show it to the. There you go. All right.
And then I did this one too. This is actually my niece and nephew. I did.
That's what they. Oh, that's cute.
Yep. So this was actually based on the
They
show.
look like Betty Boop there with her.
Yeah, it was
little
actually based.
Elton, turn it to.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay.
It was actually based on the show Rugrats. It
Oh
was a
yeah. That's right. I knew it
cartoon
looked familiar.
when I was a kid. So I drew like my niece and nephew as like different Rugrats.
That's sweet. Is that a cat in there too?
Yep, that would
Okay.
be my niece Sophie's cat Poe, and then
Oh.
that would be her dog Mia. That's
Yeah,
my nephew.
It's a
Lincoln.
wiener dog. It's
Yep.
like yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Sweet. Okay. All right, let's see what else you got over here. You obviously got quite a few pictures. That's wonderful. You've been keeping busy.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Oh yeah, here's some more. This one's probably one of my favorite
Rod Serling?
ones. Yep, that's
Ah.
exactly who that is. I love the Twilight Zone. It's definitely
A
another.
little before your time, but yeah.
It's one of my favorite shows ever.
I don't know if you know. I mean, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It actually premiered on the eve of my birth.
Really? That's
October
awesome.
2nd, 1959.
It's one of my top favorite shows ever.
And even you know what? Even as many people have tried to recreate it, you can't
You
top
can't do
the
it.
original.
You can't. I've tried to see the new one.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
It's not the same.
It's like the 1960s art, like that whole like black and white, just that era, just gives it a whole eeriness that you could never
That's
like
true.
get
And Rod
today.
Serling, there was no one like him.
No, he was definitely pretty woke for his time. I feel like.
Absolutely.
I love him. It's definitely the Twilight Zone is definitely one of my big inspirations too.
All right. Did you show it to the? Did you turn
Yeah.
it that way? Just want to make sure. Okay. Yeah, entering the Twilight Zone. I'm in the Twilight Zone right now too. That's what it feels like. That's
And
cool.
this one's another one that I did. It was for my friend,
another kitty?
his cat, yeah,
Okay.
in space. It's probably one of the ones that I could get like the most realistic with like the fur and everything.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Oh, this one's actually what I did for Tyler for his
Oh,
shirts.
Tyler's cat, too.
For,
He's
yeah,
got a cat, right?
Yeah, Mort, the cat that he always posts about. This was actually the design. You can actually, there's actually shirts on his brand that you can get this face on.
Okay. So you actually, now you do his shirts, you said, right?
So I did the shirt, just the one shirt that had this face on it.
Yep.
I helped him with that. I mean, if he ever wants anything more, I'd be more than happy to design something else for him, too.
Of course.
And then this one's another one that I love that I did. This is probably one of my favorites.
If I ever need a Topic Time t-shirt, I'll go, oh, that's pretty, whatever that is.
Yeah, so it's this.
Is that a self-portrait?
So a girl sent me another photograph again.
It kind of looks like you a little
Yeah,
bit from the profile.
similar hairstyle.
Yes.
She had like Christmas with her dog. They were wearing like matching
okay.
pajamas. So she wanted me to do that, and then I just did it with like
You can turn it that way, too. There you go. Show it off. There you go. That's it. Okay. Well, you definitely came prepared today.
Yeah, I'm happy I saved all of these.
You too. All right. So you like some, let me see, turn it this way. Let me look who it is.
This one is another personalized pic of
I
somebody.
guess Kim Kardashian, but
She kind of does look like
Yeah,
her.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
another person who sent me one of her pictures and wanted me like to create. A lot of people will send me their pets
Go ahead,
and they
turn
want
it
me
that
to
way.
do it
There
with
you
their
go.
pets.
okay. So they do that. So you actually, now do you ever like do a fair, like sit in front, especially now in the summertime, there's people that do sketches of other, people going by.
I would love to do something like that. Honestly.
Well, you must have fairs out in Woburn, I don't know. Maybe, well, now, of course, with the pandemic, but it's getting back to normal.
Yeah, probably once it gets back to normal, I've thought about doing stuff like
You
that.
could be, I understand that the people who do pictures for the courts do very well.
Yeah, that's what people have. Someone has told me that I should do like courtroom sketches and stuff like that.
You'd be great at it. It'd be easy.
I know. I love faces. For me, are really easy.
Faces
to,
are really
recreate.
easy. Obviously, there's no problem with it. Stuff, life in motion is your thing.
Yeah, this is another one that I did
All right,
too.
so let me take a look at that and show it over there. Okay, that looks like turn it. All right, now look at me.
So yeah,
That's a couple, I guess. Are
Yep.
are these people that they came to you and asked you?
Yep.
Okay.
So she wanted a picture like of her and her boyfriend,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
she
it's-
wanted her hedgehog incorporated. So I
Okay.
did like the hedgehog in the pocket right there.
Cute.
I
Does he
figured-
actually keep it in his pocket?
I wish he did. I just came up with
Oh,
the
okay.
idea.
That's a great idea. Okay. All right, show it again. All right, there you go. Sweet. Okay. Oh, you're making my job easy today. I love that. All right.
I love it. And then this is another one I did for another
Oh,
girl.
no, that's okay.
Oh, yep.
Looks like Tabitha on Bewitched.
Oh, yeah, it kind of does. She was.
Well, no, it looks more. It looks more like the mother, Samantha.
Yeah, yeah. And then I did her cat, and I try to, you can't really tell, but I try to give the cat like a little witch hat too, because this girl, she had some witchy vibes to her.
So how many more abstracts you get on there? I mean, obviously the woman with the stuff coming out of her head was an abstract.
So some of the other abstract ones that I have, because a lot of these was mostly me doing personalized pictures. The
Yeah.
other ones I have, they're on like my sketch pad, like a physical, like I wish I brought it here. So
Okay.
I've had other more abstract ones, but most of them now are just pictures that I did
let's take a
personally.
look here.
This one is just, I did like an
I like
alien
that.
girl.
Alien girl, yeah. She's not bad for an alien.
Yeah, I know. I really like doing color.
I know. Everything you've done is not one, that's except for Rod Serling, because
Yep.
that that's
It's black and white.
it's black and white, right. I think to myself, when the fact is, it's not a coincidence. I don't believe there's anything such as a coincidence. I think everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
And the fact that the Twilight Zone premiered on the eve of my birth makes perfect sense.
I believe that. I like to believe that everything's connected one way or another.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Yep.
Totally.
I definitely believe in that.
Do you do anything else? Do you sing, dance?
I like to write too.
Right.
Try to write some short stories, but sometimes I
wrote
don't
a whole
always
book of
finish
them in
them.
the 90s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I would love to do something like that. I started writing a book probably about 2
Plus,
or
you got your
3
story
years
for your
ago.
niece and nephew.
Yep, that too. I wrote a story I started writing a story 2 or 3 years ago. I published it on Wattpad, but I haven't been able to finish it because other things, I got it like a new job and then I didn't have time to finish it, but it was like about a girl who suffered a lot from anxiety, and then she finds out that another younger girl in her neighborhood was kidnapped, so she tries to like figure out how she can, like, it just bothers her because it's so close to home that she
Right.
wants to try and figure out what happened. So she figures out it's like through a sex trafficking ring, and she wants to infiltrate it and
Wow.
try to trick the people to get her to save the girl.
You know, it gets people's attention, clearly.
Yep.
Wow. It made me think of Britney Spears.
Yeah, that definitely has that kind of vibe to
Isn't
it.
that eerie? I
That-
mean, a celebrity having all this stuff going on that the whole world knows about.
I know, that's so,
Woo.
I don't like to think about
It
it.
makes you shudder a little bit.
It does.
Yeah, wow. Okay, have you ever done any acting?
Well, the closest thing that I did to acting was actually an advertisement for Tyler's brand
Oh,
of
okay.
shirts. But I've
When
always...
you say advertising, you mean like in a commercial, a TV commercial,
So
YouTube commercial?
we did like a YouTube video that
Okay.
was kind of like a skit to advertise the shirts to get like people's attention. That was kind of funny and like satirical.
Okay.
So we did that and then we posted. It actually got quite a lot of good feedback, and I think he's sold a pretty good amount of shirts after we did that video, which was pretty cool.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's wonderful. I know his shirts are amazing.
I know, yeah.
You remember my interview with him? We talked all about his clothing line.
Yep, it's awesome, and I'm happy that I could be a part to help him with the Mort design, because everybody seems to love his cat Mort.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, so what do you? So how much time a day do you think you spend drawing?
When I get started on some of these drawings, it can take me all day. It probably takes me sometimes a few days, depending on the picture and the details.
True.
So if something really detailed like this one, took me like a really long time. It probably took me like 2 to 3 days. The one with the couple.
Wow, that's sweet.
Especially like trying certain angles too are sometimes harder to recreate, so you have to like try to be mindful of that, and then try to shade everything in so it blends together, so it doesn't look too like blocky. Okay. But I've thought about doing acting. I've always been interested in that. I've always liked movies and TV shows.
There you go. Okay. You like people on TV shows. So what other celebrities do you want to? Oh, not emulate, but would you like to draw? Are there any celebrities that you haven't drawn that you'd like to?
There's one celebrity that I would like to recreate a picture. It was probably Rami Malek, because he's like a huge Rami Malek.
Tell me about him. I don't know.
So he was in the movie Bohemian Rhapsody about Freddie Mercury.
About Freddie Mercury,
He's in a show called Mr. Robot, which it's inspired a lot of my writing actually, and a lot of my artwork, and just the character I relate to a lot. So if there is somebody that I would want to recreate, it would definitely be him.
Cool. Okay. And does he know? I'm thinking. Maybe the idea is that now that everything's online, you could do a picture and send it to him.
Yeah, I would like if he has an account open and I would send it to him, I would be happy.
I got a suggestion for you. Olivia Rodrigo, the singer, she's such a megastar now.
Mm-hmm.
She's
yeah.
Yeah, I just saw her yesterday. She went to the White House and said
she got vaccinated.
Got vaccinated.
Yep.
She told everybody. I have to admit, she caught my attention. It's amazing how these people. They start out like, I never hear of them, and then all of a sudden they have a song on the radio. And I have had a lot of musical guests on the show. Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, it's like, oh, Olivia Rodrigo, she's 18 years old, and she's like the biggest thing going now.
I know, it's crazy. Like yesterday, I never even heard of her, and then I saw her on the news about how she was going to the White House to get her vaccine.
Well, if that doesn't get people on the ball about getting vaccinated, nothing will.
I know, people got to do it.
Right? Yeah, I know. Well, we've done it. I know. I feel. Yep. Okay. Do you do anything? Let me see. Do you do anything like? Do you ever model before? You're a pretty girl.
I've never modeled, but people have stolen my pictures from social media and pretended to be me before.
Really?
Yep.
You have pictures of you.
Yep. So like back in the day when I was younger.
That's flattering, even though it's plagiarism.
It's kind of weird, but there was quite a few Instagram profiles, and I think there might be one Facebook profile a fake profile of me that someone made trying to fake being me from back in the day, from like 2014.
When you say fake being you, what do you mean? Like identity theft?
They will take my pictures and then they'll post them on like a Facebook page like as their own. So like they'll be trying to like pretend to be me. Sometimes they'll like have a fake name, but it'll be my pictures. So they'll try to like pretend like they're the person in the picture.
So these people, they were Facebook friends of yours at some point.
Yeah, probably.
And now you're just figuring you can't trust them anymore.
No, that's why that account is shut down. So no one does that anymore.
Well, I mean that should send a message. I mean, you're certainly you know, you're flattering like that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I guess it's because I got a different kind of style about me. People wish that they
people
could
like the
emulate.
eccentric stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what got my attention about you, to want to ask you to be on the
Yep,
show.
I figured, so that's why I had to look the part today.
Well, you probably always look the part.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, the checkerboard shirt, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I even have checkerboard in my room.
I believe that. I mean, I could see you. Okay, guess what? We're down to the final 5 minutes of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I could actually be hypnotized by looking at your shirt. And I think that's the reason you wore it.
Yep, I had to stand out today, so.
All right, well, guess what? Like I said, we're down to the final 5 minutes. So what I want you to do in the remaining time is give shouts out to people that are going to see the show, because a lot of them are, including your daddies right here, and condense them, and then we'll wrap the show up.
I just want to give a shout out to my mom, my dad, Brian,
That's your
John,
brother?
My boyfriend,
Cool.
John, my brother, Steven, Savannah, Sophie, Lincoln, my nieces and nephew.
Don't forget your cat.
And my cat Marla and Primo. Big shout out to all of them. So I hope that they all see the show and get your COVID vaccines.
Yeah, exactly, if you haven't already. My
If you
goodness.
haven't already, let's get out of this thing.
That's awesome. Great job with that. Now, if you had a good time with me today,
Yep.
what I want you to do, just like with Ty, I got you through him, but I want you to, if you would, spread the word about Topic Time to other people that you
Yep.
know out there, and I'd love to get them on as well.
Yep, I love to spread the word and get more people out there on the show.
Right,
It'd be
okay.
a great experience for everyone.
Now, thank you. Now, before we wrap the show up completely, do you have anything any plans on the horizon that you want to mention that you didn't, or something coming up?
I don't have anything coming up right now, but I hope in the future people start recognizing me and that I can start selling my artwork on a larger scale rather than just like
And putting
my
your first name on it only,
Yeah.
or your last name, either
Yeah.
one. Yeah, okay. Well, and do you have? Well, let me ask you this: do you have any exhibits that you're planning on presenting anywhere in particular? Any venues?
If I can find places like that, I would be more than open to put my stuff out there. I guess it's really, you just got to look into it.
Well,
and stuff.
that's what I'm going to say. You really should look into it, because there's a good chance you'll be able to do that if you do look into it.
Yep.
Even just just go to. I mean, surely you could find a carnival up there somewhere. Or I suggest going up to Salisbury Beach. You're not too far from there.
yeah, that's
I'm actually
not
going to
too
be in a music video up there on the 27th.
Oh, wow.
I was invited by an old friend.
Oh, nice.
Hey, hey, well, how could they not invite me, right?
Exactly.
I'm just saying that might be something you want to do. Just
Yeah,
give it a shot.
I
The
would-
beach is perfect for art stuff. You know,
I know,
plenty of people going by.
And they always want a caricature of themselves.
You can make a booth with your own artwork.
Yeah.
And there's no reason. I mean, unless the town tells you need a license, you probably won't on the beach.
Yeah.
As long as it's a public beach.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not trespassing or interfering with people going by. All right. Well, Cassandra, you did a great job, and I hope you had a good time. Like I
did.
said.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming out here, making the trip. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Love
It was no
Woburn. I'll
problem
get
at
up
all.
there at some point. All right, so you ready to wrap the show up the way we began it?
Yep.
All right, folks, thanks for watching Topic Time. More great episodes to follow. See you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.